Hey guys, was good Triple J boxing. So we got Oleksandr Usyk slapping the heavy bag here. He's one of those fighters, just like Dmitry Bivol. I think they both have similarities in the sense that people don't consider them so-called knockout punchers, hard, powerful punchers. But when you actually look at it more closely and you look at the way they fight and their style and their training and the way they throw shots in their training as he's doing here, Oleksandr Usyk, and if you look at Dmitry Bivol as he's hitting the heavy bag, you soon to realize, is it not that they don't have power? It's that they do have power, but their style, they implement it differently. So they're not taking heavy risks. They're not being reckless and throwing all their shots with all their power, leaving themselves vulnerable. They'll only do it when they need to, or when the guy is hurt, or when they sense opportunity. So that's what I feel like. Because when you look at Usyk here, hitting the heavy bag here, looks like a 200-pound bag. I mean, he's hitting it pretty hard. He's throwing looping hooks. Sometimes you do see him throw looping hooks like this. I think he does it. He does it when he has his man hurt. I've seen him throw the hooks like that. But normally he's not going to be throwing punches too crazy, especially if the guy isn't hurt. But you can see he's got power, and if you look at his record on paper, it would say otherwise. Like, I think since he came to heavyweight, he's only had 2 knockouts, I think, and only one. Really, he's only had 1 knockout at the highest level, which is Dubois. The other one was what's his name? I forget his name right now, but it wasn't a top guy. I think it was his debut in the heavyweight division. He got a knockout. Yeah, his only 2 knockouts at heavyweight have been Chaz Weatherspoon, his debut at heavyweight, and Dubois. So really, only one at the highest level. And so if you look at his record, you would think, oh yeah, the guy only has 14 KOs, 22 fights. Now, if this was a lighter division, you'd be like, okay, that's all right. But the fact that he's at heavyweight, you were like, wow, this guy don't have power. But when you look at his other fights at heavyweight, I mean, he hurt Tyson Fury pretty bad. He hurt Joshua, I remember in the first fight, pretty bad a couple times. In the second fight, not as much, but he seemed to get Joshua's respect a lot during the whole fight, and even in the second fight. But he's not known to be this knockout puncher when you look at his record. And it's more to do, I think, with his style, not that he doesn't have the power. He did, in cruiserweight, he did knock out Tony Bellew. That was probably his biggest win. So it seems like when he raises his competition to the highest level, he seems to, his power seems to show up more if you actually kind of look at it. Same with Dmitry Bivol, only 23 wins. I mean, 23 wins with only 12 KOs. Now, you would think, okay, that's maybe all right for a lighter division. Even for a lighter division, it's not great, but he's in light heavyweight, so you were like, wow, this guy don't have power. But it's the same case with him. It's not that he don't have power, it's just his style, and he don't take risks if he don't have to. He only will go for the knockout if it's there to be had. He will not overextend himself and leave himself open to getting knocked out himself. But he does enough. He has enough power, though. He puts enough on his shots to keep you honest. So, but if he wanted to, and if he wanted to sit down on his shots, he can, and he can knock you out. As we've seen in his most previous fight with Malik Zanad. And even in the Canelo fight, when he actually started getting Canelo into deep water later in the fight, when Canelo was slowing down a bit, getting tired, gassing a bit, it seemed like Dmitry Bivol was more comfortable in sitting down on his shots, and you could visibly see that the shots were affecting Canelo more than the shots usually do. So obviously this guy's got power if he's getting Canelo's respect. And then I remember watching the knockout over Sullivan Barrera. I seen that live, and that was a vicious knockout he scored there. So Dmitry Bivol, I've always believed he has power. He just his style doesn't allow him to get as many knockouts as he could. But that's what makes Dimitri Bivol great, is because he is such a tactical guy. He don't make any mistakes. Going back to Oleksandr Usyk, he's got powerful shots. As you can see, the way he's throwing hooks on his bag. We've seen what he did to Tyson Fury. I mean, the only other person that did that to Tyson Fury was Wilder, but even Wilder was more like one shot. It was a little bit different with Usyk in the sense that he had Fury all over the place, like dancing around. He had Fury on Bambi legs, like you're pulling a carpet under his feet. You know what I mean? Like he was out of it, and only Wilder really has gotten Fury like that. I know Steve Cunningham dropped Fury pretty hard, but I mean he recovered pretty quickly after that. He was never like severely hurt. It was more of a flash knockdown. And with the Wilder, it was just one shot, kind of, and he would go down. But, yeah, so Usyk got power, guys. And don't be surprised if he can get a knockout in the Tyson Fury rematch. It's a possibility, because this guy, he's definitely not a light puncher. That's why I want to make this video, just to show you guys that this guy, he's got power. He doesn't sit down on his shots fully, but if he wants to, he can hurt you. It's Triple J Boxing. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.